Welcome to our classes. I am Dr. K.K. Misra. This is intellectual property rights. This video tutorial is on copyright and related rights. This is part 4 of the series of intellectual property rights. Question is, what are copyright and related rights? Copyright laws grant authors, artists, and other creators protection for their literary and artistic creations, generally referred to as works. A closely associated field is related rights or rights related to the copyright that encompass rights similar or identical to those of copyright, although sometimes more limited and of shorter duration. The beneficiaries of related rights are performances such as actors or musicians. In their performances, producers of phonograms, for example, compact discs, in their sound recordings, and broadcasting organizations in the radio and television programs. Works covered by copyright include, but are not limited to, novels, poems, plays, reference works, newspapers, advertisements, computer programs, databases, films, musical compositions, choreography, painting, drawings, photographs, sculpture, architecture, maps, and technical drawings. What rights do copyright and related rights provide? The creators of works protected by copyright and their heirs and successors, generally referred to as right holders, have certain basic rights under copyright law. They hold the exclusive right to use or authorize others to use the work on agreed terms. The right holder or holders of a work can authorize or prohibit its reproduction in all forms, including print form and sound recording, its public performance and communication to the public, its broadcasting, its translation into other languages, and its adaptation, such as from a novel to a screenplay for a film. Similar rights of, among others, fixation, that is recording, and reproduction are granted under related rights. Many types of works protected under the laws of copyright and related rights require mass distribution, communication, and financial investment for their successful dissemination. For example, publications, sound recordings, and films. Hence, creators often transfer these rights to companies better able to develop and market the works in return for compensation in the form of payments and or royalties. Compensation based on a percentage of revenues generated by the work. The economic rights related to copyright are of limited duration, as provided for in the relevant WIPO treaties, beginning with the creation and fixation of the work and lasting for not less than 50 years after the creator's death. National laws may establish longer terms of protection. This term of protection enables both creators and their heirs and successors to benefit financially for a reasonable period of time. Related rights enjoy shorter terms, normally 50 years after the performance, recording, or broadcast has taken place. Copyright and other protection of performers also include moral rights, meaning the right to claim authorship of a work and the right to oppose changes to the work that could harm the creator's reputation. Rights provided for under copyright and related rights laws can be enforced by right holders through a variety of methods and fora including civil action suits, administrative remedies, and criminal prosecution. Injunctions orders requiring destruction of infringing items, inspection orders, among others, are used to enforce these rights. Now, what are the benefits of protecting copyright and related rights? Copyright and related rights protection is an essential component in fostering human creativity and innovation, giving authors, artists, and creators incentives in the form of recognition and fair economic reward, increases their activity and output, and can also enhance the results. By ensuring the existence and enforceability of rights, individuals and companies can more easily invest in the creation, development, and global dissemination of their works. This, in turn, helps to increase access to and enhance the enjoyment of culture, knowledge, and entertainment the world over, and also stimulates economic and social development. Now, how have copyright and related rights kept up with advances in technology? The field of copyright and related rights has expanded enormously during the last several decades, with a spectacular progress of technological development that has in turn yielded new ways of disseminating creations by such forms of communication as satellite broadcasting, compact discs, and DVDs. Widespread dissemination of works via the internet raises difficult questions concerning copyright and related rights in this global media. WIPO is fully involved in the ongoing international debate to shape new standards for copyright protection in cyberspace. In that regard, the organization administers the WIPO Copyright Treaty known as WCT and the WIPO Performances and Phonograms Treaty WPTT known as the Internet Treaties. So, one should keep in mind that WCT and WPTT PPT is basically they are known as internet treaties. These treaties clarify international norms aimed at preventing unauthorized access to and use of creative works on the internet. How are copyright and related rights regulated? Copyright and related rights protection is obtained automatically without the need for registration or other formalities. However, many countries provide for a national system optional registration and deposit of works. These systems facilitate, for example, questions involving disputes over ownership or creation, financial transactions, sales, assignments, and transfer of rights. Many authors and performers do not have the ability or means to pursue the legal and administrative enforcement of their copyright and related rights, especially given in the increasingly global use of literary, music, and performance rights. How are copyright and related rights regulated? Continues as a result, the establishment and enhancement of collective management organizations or societies is a growing and necessary trend in many countries. These societies can provide their members with efficient administrative support and legal expertise in, for example, collecting, managing, and disbursing royalties gained from the national and international use of a work or performance. Certain rights of producers of sound recordings and broadcasting organizations are sometimes managed collectively as well. Now, what is the World Intellectual Property Right Organization, which we have been talking about, WIPO as WIPO, established in 1970? The World Intellectual Property Organization, as the acronym, has been used many times in my discussion in this series of this intellectual property right part 4 and earlier also. This WIPO, as here it is clear, stands for World Intellectual Property Right, is an international organization dedicated to helping ensure that the rights of creators and owners of intellectual property are protected worldwide and that inventors and authors are therefore recognized and rewarded for their ingenuity. This international protection acts as a spur to human creativity, pushing back the limits of science and technology and enriching the world of literature and the arts. By providing a stable environment for marketing products protected by intellectual property, it also oils the wheels of international trade. World Intellectual Property Organization works closely with its member states and other constituents to ensure the intellectual property system remains a supple and adaptable tool for prosperity and well-being, crafted to help realize the full potential of created works for present and future generations. How does World Intellectual Property Organization promote the protection of intellectual property? As a part of the United Nations system of specialized agencies, WIPO serves as a forum for its member states to establish and harmonize rules and practices for the protection of intellectual property rights. WIPO also services global registration systems for trademarks, industrial designs, and appellations of origin, and a global filing system for patents. These systems are under regular review by WIPO's member states and other stakeholders to determine how they can be improved to better serve the needs of users and potential users. Many industrialized nations have intellectual property protection systems that are centuries old. Among newer or developing countries, however, many are in the process of building up their patent, trademark, and copyright legal frameworks and intellectual property systems. How does WIPO promote the protection of intellectual property? With the increasing globalization of trade and rapid changes in technological innovation, WIPO plays a key role in helping these systems to evolve through treaty negotiation, legal and technical assistance, and training in various forms, including in the area of enforcement. WIPO works with its member states to make available information on intellectual property and outreach tools for a range of audiences from the grassroots level through to the business sector and policymakers to ensure its benefits are well recognized, properly understood, and accessible to all. How is WIPO funded? WIPO is largely self-financed organization, generating more than 90% of its annual budget through its widely used international registration and filing systems, as well as through its publications and arbitration and mediation services. The remaining funds come from contributions by member states. So this was all about this particular video tutorial, part 4th of intellectual property right, which was on copyright and related rights and WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization. I hope that you have understood it clearly and liked this video tutorial. If you have liked it, please do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel or classes and press the bell button and pass it on to others, those who are needy now and in the future. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. Best of luck.